Hey there YouTube, I am Alana, or Alana LaRue, as my YouTube name is. I am 33, I am a Kiwi, so I'm from New Zealand, and I am currently living in London. This video is an introduction video. I have been doing a huge amount of research on gastric bypass and weight loss surgery and the likes, and I found the YouTube videos such a useful thing to be able to go back and look at and look at people's journeys, and see the questions that people have asked, and you know, they're quite often the questions that I had in my head as well. So I figured I would give this a shot, as awkward as it feels, and it does feel very awkward. So the reason I'm making this video is today I was booked in for my surgery. So last week I had the first consultation with the surgery, and it went really well. So I saw firstly the nurse, who took my height and weight and basic medical history. So then I spent an hour and a half with the psychologist, sort of running through emotional history with food, what has worked well, what hasn't worked well, you know, what I think the challenges are going to be. It was a really useful session. And I say that as somebody who already sees a therapist once a week. It was really nice to talk to somebody in the context of weight loss surgery. And the lovely lady that I saw had the added benefit of having been a gastric bypass patient herself. So she's sort of seen it from both sides. She's a psychologist as well as a weight loss surgery patient, which was really cool. After seeing the psychologist, I saw the dietitian, and that was for about 40 minutes to an hour, I think it was. And that was talking through the basics of, you know, sort of how the bypass works, and sort of done my research beforehand, so I felt pretty prepared to sort of run through that stuff, so we didn't go over ground that, you know, was sort of already covered. We talked through what the challenges are with it, so what food would look like afterwards. I am a lifelong vegetarian, daughter of hippie parents, so we talked through, you know, challenges around getting enough protein, and what that might look like. We talked about what the nutritional difficulties would be, so around vitamins, minerals, getting enough iron, getting enough B vitamins, which again, being vegetarian can be a bit of a challenge, because the primary sources are from animal products. So she prefaced the conversation by saying, you know, she was going to try and do her best to talk me out of the surgery, so that I knew, you know, sort of all the potential downsides that there were, so that I could make a really considered decision. And I appreciated that approach, because I feel like, you know, I've done loads of research and I really was looking for an expert's opinion. After that, the last person I got to see was the lovely surgeon, and he was lovely. He was such a nice guy. It was a bit like talking to your uncle. He sort of ran through the technicalities of the surgery, and what the risks are. I was able to ask a couple of sort of more medical questions. So I had a couple of questions around how to manage medications that I'm already on. So I am currently and have for a number of years taken an SSRI antidepressant. So I wanted to make sure that that would still be absorbed and I would still be able to take that after surgery, because mental health, you know, if it came down to mental health or physical health, I'd have to choose mental health. It's, you know, it's a tough lesson to learn, but it's a lesson that I know for myself. It's crucial. You know, I I can't be physically healthy if I'm not mentally healthy first. And for me, that means staying on antidepressants. The other question I had was, I suffer from chronic migraines, so that is at least one a week, and that can be a bit of a challenge to manage. I try not to take anything with codeine. I did for a number of years, but that exacerbates sort of what they call rebound headaches. So, it causes headaches itself, which is not the ideal situation. So I tend to take painkillers that are NSAIDs, which apparently you cannot take after surgery because it affects your stomach and you don't have much stomach left. So I wanted to make sure that I had some options around painkillers for that, and then I wanted to check that the sumatriptan I take when I have really bad migraines was still okay to take as well, and he was pretty happy with that. So that was all really good, and so had one last long think about it over the Easter weekend, and then this afternoon gave the clinic a call, and asked if they could book me in. Really excited about it, really nervous, I guess. It's sort of a combination of both. So my date that I got booked in for is the 3rd of May. So soon. Today is the 29th of March, so I think it's just about 5 weeks or so. So yeah, I mean, it feels really, really soon, but why wait? I've been researching this for a while, and I feel like I have the information I need to make an informed decision, and it is a really big decision, but I think it is the right one for me. So my stats are, my current weight is 130.4 kilos, which I think is around about 290 pounds. I will check and I will put the correct number down below. I am a 5'9" or 175 centimeters tall. So, I mean, I carry it reasonably well, but there is no mistaking the fact that I am carrying way too much weight. My highest weight ever was at Christmas, which was slightly higher at 132 kilos, which was very definitely 290 pounds. And then that's come down slightly post-Christmas, that usual fun. My goal weight would be initially to get under a BMI of 30, which I think is round about 80 kilos, which I will put that down below. Anyway, that's probably about it for today. I have lots of questions that I'd like to ask people and ask the community, but that can wait for another time. Hopefully this hasn't been too rambly. Hopefully my face isn't doing really weird things when I go back and try and edit this. And hopefully this is the first step of a long but worthwhile journey. Have a good night, guys.